Hi, today we're going to be learning how to use Microsoft Publisher to create the book quote posters for your English class. There are two types of book quote posters. One kind is an 11 by 17 that Ms. Delfuco's class is making. This is what the 11 by 17 poster looks like. And then Ms. Watkins' classes are going to be making a larger poster by sticking four 8.5 by 11s together. So each group member will be responsible for an 8.5 by 11 that looks like this. You will be receiving a requirements page that tells you exactly what you need to include in your posters for each teacher. Okay, so what I would like to do today is talk to you a little bit about how to create these posters with Microsoft Publisher. The best way to learn Microsoft Publisher is probably just to use it a lot, but you only have a couple days in the media center with the computers to do this, so you don't have a lot of time to play around with it. So I'm just going to give you this brief tutorial to show you some of the tricks that I use to make those posters. So the first thing I did was went to Microsoft Publisher. It opens up to this screen, and I'm going to say that I want a blank 8.5 by 11. Okay, this is what comes up. If you're in Ms. Delfuco's class and you're making the 11 by 17 poster, you're going to want to go to this page design tab right away and change your size to 11 by 17. Ms. Watkins' classes, you're working with the 8.5 by 11, so you do not need to do anything for this step. The default is automatically the 8.5 by 11. Okay, so the next thing that everyone should do, just regardless of which size you're using, is to change your margins to none. Now, you're not going to want to get too close to the edge of the paper with your designs because it won't print on the very edge, but when you remove those margins, it does give you a little bit more room on the side. So again, under page design, margins, none. Okay. Remember that when you print your poster, we're printing on a black and white poster, or a black and white printer, so we don't have to worry at all about colors on this. You can do different shades of gray, and that looks nice, and on the sample poster I did that. If you put in an image that is in color, it will just print black and white, but it'll be different shades of black and white, so there is some variation to the colors on the poster. Like you can see on here, you can do solid black. This orange just printed as gray, darker and lighter gray. Okay, so back to my sample here. Few different things, and again, most of these are just playing around, but under insert you're going to find most of the cool things that you can do. What I did when I was making my sample was to type up all my quotes first. So I just opened a Word document. It's opening here. And I typed out all 20 of my quotes that I knew what I wanted to use. And then when I was ready to use Publisher, I was able to just go in and cut and paste those quotes in there. So let me look for my book quotes. Oops. I'm going to press stop here. Okay, so here I have all of my quotes typed out already. So when I'm able to, or when I'm ready to insert a quote into my Publisher document, I can copy, or I can highlight it, right click, copy, go back over to my Publisher document, and paste it in there. Now, first thing I'm going to do, let's say, for example, I want to put my quote into a shape. Yeah, that's not, yeah, let's do something more fun. Like this word cloud or thought cloud. I draw it out like that, and I can hit Control V, or I could have right clicked and clicked paste. It's the same thing. Now I can make this different sizes by selecting up here, and I'm gonna go like that and center it within that box. Okay, so that's one fancy thing you can do, and again, that was under Insert and Shapes. I can also use word art here. I'm going to go back to my quotes and select another one. Let's say the next one I want to use is this zombie. I'm copying it. Okay, so I copied that next quote. I go back to my publisher document. I select word art, and I select which word art option I'd like to use. I'm going to go with this one. It asks me to type the text in here, but I'm just going to right click and paste because I already copied my quote. I can change the type of font. Gives me a lot of options here. I'm going to go with that one. I can make it bold. I can change the size. This is a little one, so I'm going to make it really huge. And then I click OK, and it inserts it into the document for me. Blue is not going to show up on my printer, so I want to fill that shape or fill those letters with black. Or I could make the outline black. I could make the outline gray. The outline is along the outside of the letter. The fill is the middle of the letter itself. So you can play around with that. Now I can grab these handlebars and change the size of that quote. Okay, so that's another neat feature. This is also the way I was able to make, let's go back and grab another quote. I was also able to make those quotes in a circle like I did on several of the posters. Copying that quote there, going back to my document. I did that by selecting this word art function. And that turned my quote or my word into a circular pattern. Okay, you remember from the Animoto project how we went about putting pictures into our document. Remember that you have a requirement for adding pictures. We just went to Google and selected images up here, and I'm going to type in, like, for example, a pair of glasses. Usually it won't let you cut and paste for Publisher, so you have to do it the hard way and right click it, save image as, save it onto your computer. This is saving under downloads, and then when I'm ready to add it to my publication, I go to Insert, Picture, and go to Downloads where it saved the picture. And here are my glasses. Okay, that puts my glasses in. Now, I can put a nice frame around this picture with this option. That adds a frame. There are even some options like shadow effects here, where I can add a shadow behind my frame. Under page design, I can change the background of my paper. That's kind of cool. Remember though, you can't see colors. Under, let's see, I can insert a text box like that. Under insert, draw text box, put a text box in there, and Control V, put my quote in. Let's make this a little bit bigger in a different font, like this one. That looks good. And then I can go to under text box tools here. Oh no, sorry, it's not under text box tools, it's under drawing tools format. I can make this box black, make my font white. That was another trick that I used on the other posters. So that looks kind of cool. So those are most of the places that you're going to be looking at for formatting these posters. You will have to, I have, 3 posters on this page. Ms. Watkins' kids are going to have to add 2 more quotes to this page. Ms. Del Fuco's have to fit 20 onto their 11 by 17. So you're going to have to play around with sizes to fit everything onto your paper. You'll have to, like for example, I don't like this corner here of the picture covering up my thought bubble. I'd like the picture to be behind the thought bubble. I'm going to go to Picture Tools Format and I'm going to click Send Backward. Watch the corner of this picture when I click Send Backward. See, it went behind the picture instead of in front of it. I still don't like it there, so I'm going to move it a little bit by grabbing the handlebars. Those are all things that you are able to do. This is, let's say I want to change, oops. Let's say I want to change the frame to that and put a different border around it. That's something else I could do. Text box tools. I can change my letters with this effect. Play around. There are lots of different cool things that you can do. You could change the text direction here so that the text is going sideways. That will do that for you. If you're not sure what a button does, try it. I'm gonna play around with this, and let's say I don't like what it did when I changed it. I'm gonna hit up here at the top. I'm gonna hit this redo or undo button. That will change it back. So anytime I try a button and I end up not liking it, I'm just gonna hit that undo, and it will undo whatever feature I just tried. So I always have that option, and then I can kind of play around with everything else. Okay, so if there's anything else on the posters that you see, you're not quite sure how to make it, I'll be available to help you while you're down here in the Media Center. Make sure you get my attention, and I'll be happy to help you out with that. That's it for now. Thanks for listening.